For Magic Month Tribe, and welcome to Magic Month of March. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Karila and I am from the Starlight Temple, and Magic Month is a energy forecast show that gives you an overview of what's happening astrologically, energetically, spiritually, for the month ahead, so that you can use that information to align with more of your path, align with more of what needs to be healed, and basically work with the energies to make the most out of everything that the month holds. And I would like to ask those of you, I'm broadcasting on both Facebook Live and Webinar Jam. I would like to ask those of you listening on Webinar Jam if you can hear and see and let me know by using the chat box that the technology is working correctly. And lovely to see you, Alcita. Lovely to see you, Carmen. Lovely to see you, Pina and Paula on Facebook. And I really like my webinars to be co-creative, so please, if at any point you have things you want to share, if you have insights, guidance, wisdom, questions, use the chat box to get involved, either on Facebook or on Webinar Jam. And we will have a co-creation this evening. And welcome to Magic Month. I'm really excited about March's forecast. It feels, when I tuned into March, it feels full of newness, full of balance and potential, and it's a fairly gentle energy, which is nice, because certainly the start of the year and the decade had quite a bang to it. And so welcome to Magic Month and this forecast. Let's begin with a meditation just to arrive. And when you are ready, closing your eyes and breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And see if you can experience your breath as vibration. Experiencing the vibration of love moving through you on your in-breath. And the vibration of gratitude emanating out of you on your out-breath. And tuning into the place where your in and out breath come together at the top and at the bottom of the cycle of your breath. And feel the vibration of love as gratitude. And allowing that vibration to move into any parts of you that are feeling tense, into any parts of you that are feeling tired, and into any parts of you that are feeling distracted. And notice what this vibrational massage does. Maybe it causes your body to move or your emotional moment to change. And just seeing what it does as you feel a column of light from the center of the universe pouring down into your energy field, instantly raising your vibration and traveling down through you into the heart of Mother Gaia, bouncing off the heart of Mother Gaia and traveling back up into the heart of Source, so that you are held in a two-way flow of love and light. And in this two-way flow of love and light, feel your aura stretching out in all directions to the size that it wants to be. And being sealed from top to bottom in white and golden light, so that only love and light can enter into your energy. And a foot away from the edge of your aura, feel the white and emerald flames spiraling around you, so that any energy released from any direction can be instantly transmuted into love and light and sent wherever it is in the highest good for it to go, as you feel your heart opening to the Great Mother now. And your grounding cord from your belly traveling down into the bottom of your aura, deep within the earth. Down into the great belonging. Feeling the vibration of belonging moving through you. Helping to ground any parts of you that are feeling anxious within all of this new cycle change. Grounding down into the stone layers, feeling the vibration of wisdom, moving up into you, into any parts of you that are feeling confused or directionless. Down your grounding cord goes into the water layers of the earth, the ancient water rivers, and feel the vibration of flow moving through you, helping you to let go. Into the leap of faith that is tomorrow, the leap year. down into the crystal layers, feeling the vibration of magic crystallining within you. As you notice what fills with light inside and outside of you as you go down into the lava layers, feeling passion vibrating through you. You notice what is igniting as you go down into the iron core, at the center of Mother Earth, feeling the iron in your blood, vibrating with the iron at the heart of the great Mother. And you allow yourself, your breath, to be lifted on this heartbeat. Lifted and expanded as you fill up with the love that the Great Mother has for you. And as you fill up with this love, feel it overflowing. Towards everyone you are sharing this webinar with, now and in the future, as we sit in a cosmic circle of overflow. And we open our hearts to each other, to the beauty that is happening now, to releasing all we are meant to release, and receiving all that we are meant to receive. Open your heart to yourself, asking, why am I called to this webinar? And letting the answer come to you in words, in pictures, in sensation, in knowing. Making a commitment to whatever intention comes to you. And when you are ready, breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude, and opening your eyes to this now, to this moment, and just sharing either sharing in the chat box, whether you're listening on Facebook or in the future, about how you're feeling after that meditation. If you want to share your intention, you're welcome to. For me, that was very, very, I feel like the vibrations are right for me right now. Like there's so much change happening and so much energy happening. And it's like sometimes we just need to surrender into vibration. We just need to surrender into how we're feeling. And I'm lovely to see you, Claire and Jay. And my intention that came to my heart was to harmonize. Yeah, Gina, I agree. It's that feeling of spring slowly starting, and great that you're feeling light and hopeful, Samantha. It's definitely that sense of hope arriving into the air. And so, and hi Edwina, lovely that you can make it live. To rest, beautiful Helen. It's an important intention that we don't honour enough in the West. And so, Magic Month is... Iris. Yeah, a lot of feminine energy, support and expansion. Actually, on Facebook, they're feeling the feminine energy as well. The goddesses are with us, which is good. And the feminine, teaches us yin. It teaches us to rest in the ever-changing. And because those of you that watch Magic Month regularly will know that we're at the start of a new 7-year path cycle, and the crossover has been quite huge. It's been going on since the winter solstice, and March is really the kind of final landing into that new path cycle and new reality in your lives. And we'll talk more about it when we get onto the forecast, but it's basically this, the goddesses and the yin way really teaches us to relax inside the ever-changing, to relax into the cycle, to relax into the rebirth. And I'm pleased you thought that powerful, Carmen. And Anne, sounds like you're really in the feminine with the soft receptivity. And so I think the fact that you've all collectively tuned in to the feminine is an invitation to go into March gently and softly, and to rest in the ever-changing. And I love that Elsita about feeling smiles in the body. It's wonderful to let your body smile. It's really good for raising your mood and raising your vibration. And so March always, every year, has a theme of balance. This year, because of the new cycle, it's got a massive theme about path alignment and self-love and integrity with yourself and rebirth and change. Obviously, tomorrow is leap year, and whenever there's a leap year, the year invites us to take a leap of faith. And I feel that sense of needing to take a leap of faith is going to carry on into March. It's like one of the things when I tuned in to Magic Month was, it was like, it's time to dream, but even let our dreams, our potential, the things we're wanting, take a leap of faith. Like, time to upgrade what we expect for ourselves, what we want for ourselves. It's also going to be a month of clarity. I know a lot of you have, lovely to see you, Zafira. I know a lot of you have, a lot of people have been feeling a little bit unclear, and March is going to start to make the directions clear. And then there's a theme of Tantra, which we will come on to. I'm going to go straight into the forecast because that's what Magic Month is really about. And then we've got some wonderful things at the end, like my guides want to do a harmonization chamber of light for you all to prepare you for March. And there's another integration technique, couple of integration techniques that I really want to share with you. And so let's start with the forecast though. So the first thing to talk about really is that we're in Mercury retrograde, and this retrograde, it's been going on. It ends on the 10th of March, and this Mercury retrograde is particularly epic because, according to my guides, it is helping us to integrate the last 7-year cycle. It's helping us to integrate that incredible journey we have all been on since 2012. And this is really an integration that is happening upon the body. And so a lot of you might be feeling kind of tired. A lot of you might be feeling kind of achy in the body or emotional in the body. And that's because, as happens with deep transformational healing work, the last part of a healing is for it to arrive inside the body, because the body is a center of our consciousness. It's the place where all of our consciousnesses meet and all of our vibrations meet. It's the center of our lives. And so this journey that has been going on for 7 years through this Mercury retrograde is now arriving into our bodies. And 7 years is a lot to be arriving into the body. And so it's really important, especially between now and the 10th, to really honor the body, to really honor what is right for the body, to give the body rest when it's asking for rest, to give it the food that it's asking for, to drink lots and lots and lots of water. And I actually feel like you're going to get an escalation after the leap year tomorrow. I really feel like that integration's the leap is the leap out of the old cycle and into the new one. And I think you're really going to feel the body speaking to you louder during this Mercury retrograde. It's also a really good time to go inwards and to be listening and to be dreaming, but dreaming with that leap of faith, dreaming with that kind of, how can I make my visions even more ascended? How can I make my manifestations even more ascended? It's like every manifestation we make in this retrograde is going to become, it's the projection of what is to be manifested. And so it's a really good time. A lot of you are experiencing this uncertainty and this physical change, movement, all of this stuff, and it's like such a good time to almost come into conversation of that uncertainty within yourselves and just be like, okay, so what is it? Okay, it's all changing, but what do I want it to change into? Because that's the point that we're at in the metamorphosis process that is this a change of cycle. And March is really lined up for all of that. And so the first week of March, Venus has got quite a big alignment with Saturn, and that means that it may feel like there's quite a lot of emotional release, like I said, the body release, but also like a bit of disconnected or aloneness. Again, though, if you re-perceive it as like, no, I need space, and It's not that I'm feeling alone, it's that what I need is breath, what I need is space. My guide said something lovely about space this week. They said, space is trust. Space is trust. If you want to do something with trust, do it spaciously. And so rather than going into the kind of story that Venus and Saturn can bring up, go into the spaciousness. Go into the, Venus is very, very flowy and Saturn's all about order. And so it's like go into the spaciousness of the chaos, which is essentially potential. And that's where your new dreams and visions and wants and desires of your new path cycle are. And then on the 5th, Venus, there's quite a big Venus theme and a big Saturn theme this month. Venus enters Aquarius. And that's when I think you're really going to feel the path cycle starting to arrive in your body, the old path cycle. Things are going to get more sensual because this new path cycle is all about Tantra. And my guides say that Tantra isn't what they call Tantra is not what we perceive Tantra in modern day times. They say that Tantra is about the dance of sovereignty and oneness and about our sensuality with life. It's like how we feel life itself, how we feel the manifestation of our paths happening. And so around the 5th, those last 5 days of the retrograde, expect to be kind of more sensitive, but use that sensitivity to really show you what's in and out of alignment in your life, because that's what this retrograde is doing. That's what it's showing you. That's what it's gifting you. And so I'm so pleased that you're all saying lots of change. A cold, Samantha, interestingly, is all about your connection chakra purging, your connection chakras purging. So your third eye, your throat, your chest. And if you invite that energetic purge to happen through the cold, it makes you more sensual. So it's well timed. It makes you more connected. It enlivens the divine conversations that you can work with the cold. And then what we have on the 9th of March is a super full moon in Venus. So again, we've got all of these energies around with Venus that are about love and about how we love ourselves in the structure, how we love ourselves in the chaos, and how we allow life to love us. And I really feel like the moon on that final day of the retrograde is really going to illuminate that and also help to, it's a moon that's all about helping to uncover the truth, helping to have realizations. Again, it's one of the things that I read about this full moon is there's likely to be a lot of physical symptoms. So those of you that are having colds and chesty things and things like that, notice what you are what's being repeated in your habitual consciousness, because the moon is also going to be helping with that. Not just a purge, but almost rewiring of the habitual consciousness, and try and perceive any symptoms as what is going on underneath, as what is being purged. Like I said, colds tend to be about the divine conversation. In March anyway, colds are quite common because you're flipping from winter into summer, and because the earth is going through that flip. If you're in the northern hemisphere, obviously the other way around in the southern hemisphere, it's like the currents in your body get flipped around, and so while they're being flipped around, there is usually a purge happening towards the middle of March. And supermoons are basically just moons that are super powerful, that are really big. They appear bigger in the sky. This is the first. Well, normally there's 3 supermoons in the year, This year there's actually 4, because there's last month was like half supermoon, but this is the first official supermoon. And so it means that everything that moon is gets magnified. And because it's in Venus, it's all about creativity and self-love and flow, to a degree, beauty, relationships. Expect a bit of a stir up around the full moon. It's like that final integration happening of the last cycle. Expect that kind of arrival and stir up and purge. I'm just showing you really clearly, illuminating really clearly what needs to change, and understand that however these purges are manifesting, they are manifesting as a way of bringing you into balance, which is what the rest of the month is all about. Like how nature balances, is it balances on pendulums. And so you swing one way, like you get a really blocked up connection system to rebalance your connection system with a cold, basically. And so any swings out, I invite you to perceive them as balancing and notice what is being balanced. Notice what is being harmonized. It's a really good moon because it's at the end of the Mercury retrograde. It's a really good moon to connect to your 7 years since the end, since 2012, 21st of December 2012, and connect to that cycle. What I would do is connect to it and then manifest from it. You know, for example, my journey was very much about healing my mother wound and the collective feminine wounds that I had. And then not from the wounds that have been healed, but from that healing having happened, what is going to grow and flow out of it. And that is a really powerful way to manifest on this full moon. And again, invite the leap of faith energy in. It's about coming, you know, this month is all about going beyond our fear, going beyond the limitations of our fear, in our visions, in our choices, in our perception of being ill, in all of it. Because the new cycle, it requires us to have faith over fear. The new cycle requires us to be in greater integrity with ourselves. And what's going to be shown to us in terms of clarity, especially in these first 10 days of March, is where we're out of integrity with ourselves. But only if you give yourself the space to listen. only if you give yourself the time to ask the questions. And then, of course, on the 10th, Mercury goes direct. And actually, then it's quite nice because there isn't planets in retrograde. It's just a really good time to take all of those insights out of the inner, which is what we do when Mercury's in retrograde, into the outer and into action. And those actions will be clear to you if you've given yourself the time to integrate the old path cycle in the first 10 days of this month. There's one trick that I want to give you now, and I think I might have done it on Magic Month last month, but I'm glad you're feeling appreciative, Joe. And so, sorry, I was just reading the comment. Thank you. Yes, supermoon in full moon in Virgo, Gina. And so I think I might have done this last Magic Month, but it's really useful for integration. So if you are in a time of integration, if what I'm saying about integration resonates with you guys, then what you can do is open your heart and then close your heart. Open your heart. Notice how your focus drops into your heart. And then close your heart and notice how your focus drops up into your head, or rises up into your head. Open your heart and then close your heart. And this time, rather than letting your attention rise up into your head, keep your attention inside your closed heart. And attention in the closed heart is the best way to integrate and embody quickly. And really, integration and embodiment are one and the same. So just notice how that makes you feel, keeping your heart closed, but keeping your attention inside of it. And this is something that you can do regularly as you go about your day over the next 10 days, just to help this massive 7-year ascension cycle to integrate. And when you're ready, open your eyes and just share how that was. So for me, when I do it, it's like there's this real sense of calm, like a centeredness that allows for that space in the body that then allows for energy to integrate. That's brilliant that all of the threads and ideas and plans are coming together, Samantha. And brilliant that you're giving yourself space as well. Feels really important at this time. And so then on March 20th is the official March equinox, which is always, those plans, those ideas, they're going to be popping into action from the 10th to the 20th. The equinox is always about balance. It's when we go from winter to summer in the northern hemisphere, the way around in the southern hemisphere. Oh, beautiful that your heart feels vulnerable like a little bird, Iris. That's a beautiful description of the heart. And the equinox is really the time that this, after the integration, after the embodiment, we finally arrive in this new path cycle that has been trying to happen or birthing since the winter solstice. And so this March equinox is especially a good time for rebirth, for new beginnings. It's really good to remember that nothing remains the same, that what we can trust is the ever-changing. And when we do that, we can... there was a lovely quote I read that said, nothing remains as it was. If you know this, you can begin again with pure joy in the uprooting. And that was written about this March equinox. And when you understand what's going on planetarily, you will understand why. And the equinox is a very good time to be in ceremony, to be in the circle, to be doing your spiritual work, to be getting the just the tribe support from being in circle. It's a good time to do plant medicines. It's a good time to do manifestation. It's a good time to arrive. And the reason it's so powerful, this equinox, is because Saturn, who's really, really a star player planet at the start of this year, Saturn is the planet of law, order and karma, and is really driving a lot of the energies of change this year. Saturn moves into Aquarius on the around 21st, 22nd. Saturn moves into Aquarius, and this, Saturn's been in Capricorn for 3 years. And so if you think back to the journey you've been on since 2017, now that's also completing, and Saturn is moving into Aquarius, so our karma is becoming Aquarian. There's a lot of the light work I'm doing at the moment with my guides in circle and in courses and on the land is about shifting the old Akashic from Piscean to Aquarian, and so it's time to start igniting our Aquarian Dharma. And so again, a wrap up of the karmic cycle that you began healing in 2017. So have a think or a feel into how that's starting to show up in your life. You might expect another little purge around the equinox time, which I said is pretty normal anyway, because the flows within the body flip over at the Aquarian, at the equinox. And you know, Saturn will be making sure that we've done what we needed to do. So if there is any final last things that haven't been claimed, that haven't been talked about or faced, you can expect that around that time. And then what happens on the 23rd? So we've got like the equinox, Saturn moving into Aquarius, and then Jupiter enters Chiron. And Chiron for me is the planet that, well, it's an asteroid planet, but because it's the wounded healer, and our human journey really is all about healing and transcending our wounds. I feel like Chiron has a huge influence on us astrologically, and whatever's going on with Chiron seems to really have a big impact in my life and in the lives of the other people that I see doing their healing work and so on. And Jupiter entering Chiron, straight after that, Saturn moving into Aquarius after the equinox, it's a real invitation to now start sorting out the wounds within our paths. So where we're not fulfilling our visibility, our audibility, where we're not living our fulfillment, because Jupiter is all about path and abundance and expansion. And so we can expect that for the next part of our healing journey, it's all about coming into that, like, living the change, expand, you know, where is our worthiness not being reflected in our abundance? Where are our wounds stopping us from living the life that is most fulfilled? And then after that, see, the middle of the month's really like bang, 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 align, ascend. That's where you need to have a rest at the start of the month. After that is the new moon on the 24th. Yeah, Samantha, it is a big month. And interesting, Alcita's just said that she can't remember anything that's happened before last year. That's actually really going on with people at the moment. It's because we are changing. You know what I was saying about the Akashic changing? Like our Piscean Akashic, our Piscean DNA is being transformed, is changing. And so a lot of people are having like really like spiritual memory loss, you know? It's like everything feels a bit of a blur and you're much more present, and what we were calling it on the channeling course is baby brain, like when women are breastfeeding and they have like no memory, no short-term memory. It's very, very like that at the moment for people. And so it's a good sign of how much you've kind of ascended, how much you're gearing up into this new Aquarian way of living. And then on March 24th, we have the new moon in Aries, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And so this is the final arrival, beginning into this new path cycle. And so everything by then should be really clear. Obviously, you can never see your destiny, because, as my guides like to say, it is better than you can even imagine. And that's certainly true of my path. It's always better than I can imagine, but it's you'll be able to see the way. You'll be able to see the the next steps that you need to take by then. You'll be able to see what needs to be changed. You'll be clear on what's out of alignment with your path. You'll be clear on what's needed to balance your life. You'll be clear on how to be in integrity and self-love with yourself. If you listen, if you work with these energies and call upon them. And around that time, so 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I would really advise being in workshops, being in ceremony, anchoring in to your self growth, to your self work in whichever way feels right for you. And Aries, you should be energetic. Aries is very, very rechargy and fiery, and so you should have your fire back. Those of you that are maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed or burnout-y, because there has been so much energy going on, you should have your mojo back around that time. And one of the things I read about the new moon in Aries that I just loved was action will define you. Like, make sure those actions you make around that time are really in line with who you are and what you want. And make sure that there is that sense of balance within what you do. Don't rush. Keep with the spaciousness. Keep with the yin theme that we are talking about at the moment. And notice what kind of, because Chiron's so close to the new moon, this Jupiter entering Chiron, is going to give you your next 6 months. It's your next 6 month healing journey, basically. And so notice what intentions you're setting for what you want to heal in your life. Notice for what is kind of grabbing your attention about what needs to change, about what needs to heal. Notice what's being closed from the last 6 months as well, the journey you have been on, because it's also equinox to equinox. And really the way, so I would say those are the kind of most important dates this month. And then after that, it's really a time to implement that action and do it with joy, do it with fire. One of the things that my guides have just got me obsessed with is they said that passion is when purpose and pleasure happen as one. And it's like this new cycle that is about Tantra. We can't just be in purpose. We can't be enslaved to these dreams. We have to start being inside the passion of them, doing our meditation with purpose and pleasure as one, doing our healing with purpose and pleasure as one, doing our paths, making sure that we're not just purpose, work, but that we are passion, that the moment is fulfilling us as much as the purpose behind it. And so really that end of the month is about starting to live that passion. It's like how I see March is like we start off really, really inward and deep with ourselves and all these themes of self-love and embodiment and visioning. And then in the middle, around the equinox, it's like we ignite. And then it's like that glow just needs to go out into our lives, in our thoughts, words and actions, that divine passion of ourselves. And passion comes from balance. It comes from having the balance of purpose and pleasure flowing as one, being present in our actions. And balance, like I said, it's always a big theme around the equinox, but it's the key to how we're going to hear ourselves. It's the key to how we're going to be in the next. It's the key to how we're going to be in the next 5 years. Oh, sounds like we've frozen on Webinar Jam. Okay, I'm on Facebook if anybody. I'm glad you guys are back. Good. And so, yeah, it's the next 7 years. Passion is really the key, and balance is how we're going to be able to be in the yin, how we're going to be able to rest inside the ever-changing, how we're going to have the space to hear what, to do things consciously. When we do things with passion, the pleasure bit, not just the purpose bit, that's when we are doing things, living consciously rather than living unconsciously. So if you think of when you do stuff like you go to the shop because you need to get some coffee, and you go to the shop but you're not present at all, you're just going to the shop to get coffee. Whereas if you want to do it with passion, and it is really good to play with this really small, is you go to the shop and you notice what's happening in the weather, and you come into the gratitude of how much went into getting that coffee into the shop for you, and you feel notice what your body and your senses are doing as you walk to the shop. And that's where you can get the pleasure happening at the same time as the purpose. And that's when you come into the divine passion that really is what we need to be igniting in ourselves in order to call in the greatest path potential, the greatest dreams that our soul has for our next 7-year cycle. And I would like to remind you, because there's such a big theme of alignment this month, I would like to remind you all that the tantric law of alignment is what is right for me is right for everyone, because we are all one. And really, when I'm talking about purging and balancing and all of this stuff, what I'm talking about is checking in and asking if what you are doing is right for you. And if it's not opening up to acknowledging that and letting it go in this time of great change, and B, what is right, what does make you illuminate, what does light you up, and communicating that mainly with yourself, but of course with everybody else in your life. And that is how alignment is how we flip into the new cycle, that's when the energies will just carry us into the new cycle. I've got a great integration technique for you all, and I'm glad you've all come back on Webinar Jam. Sorry about the cutout. And so, in fact, first would like to ask you, that's a forecast. So does anybody have any questions about March 2020 or anything I have said? Does anybody have anything that they would like to share with Tribe this evening? And yeah, just post them in if you've got any questions about any of that. A beautiful, Sammy. I agree with your wisdom. Not being passive, engaging enhances our lives in so many ways. I love that word, engaging. Even just going for a coffee, or maybe especially then the echoes of the science bit of a conference, just like echoes of science, a bit of a conference, amazing. I'm so pleased it's confirming. And only do what you love, yeah. That's living in alignment. And, we obviously have our human error. We do stuff all the time. Our Dharma, yeah. So Elsie is asking, what does Dharma mean? Something about coming into Dharma. So Dharma, I love Dharma. Like Dharma's in your sacral chakra. That's why connecting to Dharma is a really good thing. The law of Dharma is basically, it's like the high vibrational version of karma. So it's the idea that your dreams created you so that they can fulfill themselves. So like that your dreams invented you, dreamed you up so that they can fulfill, so that they can fill their destinies, so that they can fulfill themselves. And so Dharma is the idea that you're essentially serving your dreams as opposed to wishing for them, that your dreams are already yours because they created you in order for them to be fulfilled. So you are actually the destiny of your dreams. And so it's bringing your dreams into two-way flow with yourself. And that really helps with embodiment. I'm loving how everyone's like, just enjoy the coffee. Yeah, and it allows, that joy allows for the balance of the purpose, allows for the balance, and allows for the peace within the change. And so I invite you all to really enjoy the coffee. It is quite a coffee month, March, actually, because it's like kind of relaxing and then kind of activating. So coffee is definitely the right way to describe March. I'm loving all of your wisdom coming through. Be here now. Thank you, Claire. And Alcita, who's in Colombia, Colombian coffee, Latin passion. I love it. Definitely. I wonder if coffee's overlighting us. I've been playing with lots of different plant medicines on the channeling course that we've been running. Tobacco is absolutely amazing. Tobacco came in as a spirit and was just teaching us all how to be, what did the guys say? They said, tobacco teaches you to be peaceful in the waiting, in the nothing. That's why people do so many cigarette breaks, because it teaches you to be peaceful without doing. And so I feel like the spirit of coffee might want to come in and say something. Maybe we'll let her, if there's time at the end of the healing chamber. I feel like we've definitely gone into that theme. And so, and actually I'm getting a yes, so let's do that. Love Magic Month. And so, so the technique that I want to give you guys for integration is this. So this is a really cool daily practice. So closing your eyes and breathing in love and breathing out gratitude and feeling your aura. And the bottom of your aura, your Earth Star portal, is always, always in the earth. It's never not in the earth, even when you're on a plane. That part of the chakric system of the aura is in the earth. And I want you to connect to it now within the earth. Notice how many feet into the earth it is. And drop it down to 9 feet. And as you do, and just literally with intention, your energy body is yours. It will do it through intention. And as you drop it down, you'll feel your aura expanding. And connect to the Earth Star Portal Chakra. And feel it opening to about 2 feet in circumference. And you'll just feel flooded, experience being flooded with this silver, magnetic, earth, strengthening light. How the body integrates is through grounding, through magnetism, by calling it in. And now connect to your Gaia portal chakra, which is, it's on the soles of your feet, but it's also like a singing bowl that you sit inside of. And with your intention, this chakra opens, sending a Gaia frequency right up your spine, and sending this silver magnetic condensing light into your body. And just notice the space that's being created. And then you connect to your sacral chakra, which is where your Dharma light is. And there's a tiny earth portal at the very bottom of the sacral chakra. And feel that opening, so that all of this silver energy, Gaia energy, moves in to your life force. And actually feel your life force energy, your passion energy, your sexual energy, your Dharma energy, really taking root in the body. And it doesn't have to be flared up. It's just aliveness resting in the now. When these three chakras, or mini chakras in the case of the sacral portal, are open. And this practice of opening these three is really good for integration. Notice what is being drawn into the body, even now. Notice the space and strength. And aliveness in the body. And breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. And just sharing how that was for you. How did that little integration practice work for you? I would recommend doing that every day, at least up until the 10th of March. And again, maybe around that equinox time as well, just because there's going to be a load of ascension energies coming in at that time and a load of planetary shift energies happening, and you'll be more aligned if you do that. And so, yeah, I'd just love to hear from you guys about how that was for you. I find it really just like permission to rest. And yet I'm so supported when I do it. It's like there's more space inside of me. Beautiful Carmen, feeling deep in the earth, resting. How nice for you. And I'm going to pull, unless anybody else wants to share anything, don't be shy. Amazing that you're feeling your red blood cells vibrating all over, and yourself deep breathing. Amazing that it's opened itself, your body has opened itself to the essence of possibilities. I love that, Alcita. And great that you're feeling really rooted and connected, and embers glowing, Sammy. And wonderful, Carol, that you found it like a lovely meditation. So it's useful. And again, it's one of those ones you can do as you go about if you're feeling a bit like anxious or overwhelmed with all the change. I'm going to do card of the month, but first I want to let you guys know about it's so interesting. I love my guides. So the astrology was saying about the equinox time being a 6-month journey with Chiron and all of that, and I didn't know about that, but the guides really insisted that our next Starlight course, so Starlight, for those of you who don't know, Starlight Temple does courses and journeys, like travel adventure journeys and ceremonies that are about creating change and becoming more empowered. And the guide said that we should run a course that we have called the 5 Elements of the Soul over 6 months from the equinox to the equinox. And this journey, it's, I didn't know that about Chiron and Jupiter and everything like that, but this journey is a really, it was really guided that it had to be for 6 months. So for those of you that are really wanting to be supported through this time of great change and transformation into more path alignment, this is a really amazing journey for that. The 5 elements of the soul. So the elements, fire, earth, air, water, and love, they are masters of change and transformation. Like, every change that happens on this planet is created by one of those elements. And so they have so much to teach us about change, and they can carry us through change. And what we are going to be doing on the 5 elements of the soul course over 6 months, there's like initiation and stuff like that, but for 1 month we're with a element for the whole month, and that element's going to be overlighting us and taking us through purification if it's water, transformation if it's fire, alchemy if it's earth, and so on. And it's done with a series of ceremonies and webinars and one-to-ones. Actually, it's a very, very yin course, so there's like one thing to do a week, so you can really have it in your everyday life very, very easily. But the energy is just going to be with you, and it goes really beautifully into like the light and the shadow of the elements. And the shadow of the elements is when you've got too much of an element. So like when you've gone into too much fire, you go into mania. Or too much air is anxiety, and it's like how to balance and manage all of those. And then there's all of this temple, tantra, sexual, life force energy being activated in the life force energy with the elements. So there's this real temple theme to it, and it's just, you know, the 5 elements of the soul, it's such a sacred process. It created so much change and empowerment for me the last time we ran it, which I think might be 2017. I'm going to have to check that, but it's so beautiful, and you're just carried by these grandparent elements into the change that you want to call into your life. In a very yin way, it's like you're carried upon them, you're carried, and the synchronicity going is nuts. The symbol for it is a dragonfly, and so if you're starting to see dragonflies, you might be being called to the course. If you would like to find out more about it, I will post the link up under this video for those of you listening on Facebook, and you can click the link, those of you listening on Webinar Jam, the Find Out More link, and it will open in another tab. You can also, my guides have said, they said it with one other webinar, and then I just intuitively felt to offer it again. Oh, Sammy, great that it's your spirit. I felt intuitively, they said to do a flash offer on a 5 elements webinar we did, of 555, and for some reason that number's just resonating for the course at the moment, so I'm offering it again for Magic Monthers. I will post the link up on Facebook as well, but if you would like the link, I will put the course up again for those of you listening on Webinar Jam. If you would like the link then to that flash offer, then it's up. I need to tune in because I might it's the number that keeps resonating. And so for 6 months, with all that one-to-one support, space holder support, temple space, or it's an online course, but you're completely supported through every stage of it. It's a really was it 2016? Wow. So at the end of 2016, the elements birthed the last birthed us into the new cycle that was going to begin in 2017. Thanks for saying that, Carmen. And then it's come round again, which is just amazing. And this time for 6 months, and it really feels so right to just be immersing into these grandparent elements of change and of life. And they hold, you know, this course is about meeting them within yourself, so finding the part of you that is fire, that is water. And so if you would like the link, I will put it up on Facebook. It's there. No, it won't interfere with you energetically if you're holding your own circles, Alcita. It will support you. Like what happens when with Starlight Courses is everything, your life flows as one with the courses. So everything that happens serves the course, and everything that happens in your life gets served by the course. So you'll just have extra protection and energy and healing around you from the elements and the goddesses and so forth, but it won't stop you. And it's actually good if you're this is a thing of being balanced, guys. So if you're holding space a lot, and I know a lot of people that come to Starlight are teachers and space holders and healers. If you're holding space a lot, it's one of the ways you rebalance and recharge is by being held by other people. So if I'm running a big course, I make sure I go to lots of workshops and ceremonies, or go to lots of channels, or go and do other courses so that I get to be held. Because the more your energy's holding, the more that you need to be held, because it's how you recharge when you're holding. You only get, everything's in two-way flow. So, and if you let yourself be held, can you recharge? Oh, thank you, Sammy, for saying that about Starlight courses. They are very special to me. I feel very lucky, and they do change your life. Like, I'm gonna put the course up again on Webinar Jam if you want to open it in another tab. And really, you've been doing loads of work with the 5 elements and seeing number 5. Oh, Alcita, we'd love to have you if you are called. It would be lovely to have you. It's funny, that's the other thing, guys. You get called to Starlight courses, like you'll start to get the dragonfly and the signs. Like, it tends to be a soul contract, spiritual calling with the courses and the journeys. Yeah, I love the way the courses match and fit with life lessons as well. It's amazing. It's like whatever's going on in your life is the theme of the course, and vice versa. And great that sounds lovely as you hold space, Carol. I cannot express enough, like, how important it is if you're holding space to be held. It's like that's how you can't be balanced out from holding other than being held, other than having the reversal. I am fierce about it, and it's really stopped things like burnout and all sorts of problems that space holders get. Amazing that you've been seeing 5s everywhere, Carmen. So I've pulled 2 cards for us, both with dolphins on. It's all about the joy. It's all about the joy and the play. One is happiness and the other one is healing tools. And I think that's really good themes for this month. One is about, we're meant to be following our happiness and listening to what our happiness is this March. And we're meant to apply the healing tools that the planets are giving us that are brought into our life to bring us into that ascended leap of faith, joy, happiness that is, of course, our potential. And so that is the card of the month. If anybody has any questions, please do let me know. And if not, we'll go into this. Interesting you mentioned Ibiza, Alcita. Thank you. So the thing that I haven't said yet is that, as you know, Starlight is going to be going to Portugal in May, and that light work and earth work is going to happen, but it's not going to happen in May because we need to go and finish our Ibiza project. And so we're doing an Ibiza weekend in May. The dates are not up yet. The reason dolphins are relevant is for 2 years in a row, dolphins, who are really rare in Ibiza, actually came out and saw us and swam around our boats on this amazing magical guided journey. And so in May, we are going to be doing a Ibiza completion temple activation weekend, light, earth and self-work journey. And so if you're interested in that, join our mailing list, join our life alchemy with Starlight Soul Journeys. Thank you, LCC. You've just given me the confirmation. I always need a sign. I'm a sign geek with journeys. And so when you're ready, let's do this light chamber that is for harmonization. And we will also speak to the spirit medicine of coffee has been guided. So closing your eyes and feeling the muscles around your eyes relaxing as you breathe in love and breathe out gratitude. Breathe in love and breathe out gratitude, feeling columns of light from the Pleiadians pouring down into your energy fields now. Activating an octagonal for balance and harmony, chamber of light that transmits sea foam green colored light through you, through your vibrational body, bringing through frequencies that upcycle the old harmonics of fear inside your sense of self into the frequency of faith, faith in Piscean perception is towards something outside of yourself. Faith in Aquarian perception is faith in yourself, which allows you to be harmonious during times of change, of evolution, as you feel this. Harmonizing, you may be experiencing your ears popping, which is a sign of becoming more crystalline. You may be experiencing a sense of losing yourself. We invite you to open up to the self that you are becoming in this chamber of light that spins in a sunwise direction around you now, allowing for these new harmonics that create harmony with what is through having faith in yourself to be rewired, and there may be a sense of burning occurring as this rewiring is happening. Upon the habitual consciousness of the body, and as this spin cycle completes, feel your vibration being accelerated and expanded. And now feeling this chamber of light dissolving as the Palladian energy lifts up and out of you. Connecting to those three lower chakras, the Earth Star, the Gaia portal, and the Sacral Earth portal, so that this harmonic harmony of life through faith in the self can integrate into the body. And feeling the medicine spirit of coffee with us now, noticing how she shows herself to you. Energetically. And she is saying that coffee, that sense of the lift, of the activation of the senses, that coffee gives, is what we should be calling in this month, is a lift of our senses to be more sensually alert, to have our integrity lifted. And just as coffee, as a medicine, creates the lift, the activation, but also a soothing, that is our intention energetically, to be both soothed and activated at the same time, to be soft but alert so that we do not miss the signs or the messages or the insights that are available this month. coffee as a medicine grounds as it lifts. And this is why it's so useful for path action. And this idea of grounding and lifting, especially around that equinox time, equinox to new moon time and beyond. And just feeling that ground and lift in your bodies. She's promising me that I won't be awake because I don't drink coffee at this time of night. And I'm feeling her energy leaving. But staying with the grounded liftedness. As you close your heart, bringing your attention into your closed heart, feeling all of the healing and activations that have just happened and the wisdoms and insights being absorbed by the body into you as the violet flame comes through you, transmuting all energy that does not serve or belong into love and light. And a golden rain shower of light comes down, taking any energy that's meant to go to the earth. And a big beam of source light comes in, taking any energy that's meant to go somewhere else. Wherever it is in the highest good for it to go. And feeling yourself receiving source, receiving Gaia, receiving the one heart. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. Breathing in love and breathing out gratitude. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming into the room. I want to thank you all so much. I've absolutely loved the energy in Magic Month today. You've been a really fun group. Yeah, I liked the guidance about the Piscean Gina being outside of yourself rather than inside. And yeah, coffee does remind me of Erica's mirror as well. I'm sorry about the cutout, guys, on Webinar Jam. Oh, I'm glad your stomach's flipping with flow. That's fun, Claire. I will put up the links to 5 Elements of the Soul for you guys on Facebook. I hope you all have an amazingly, totally magical month and a very sacred leap year tomorrow, guys. Please, if you're listening on Facebook, Magic Month is totally free. And so please, if you think it's, and I do it because the information really helps me, and so if you think it's helpful to other people, please share it to groups, to friends, to your profile, spread the love, grow the tribe, share. And I am going to leave you webinar lot with a little video. Thank you so much. Loads of love.